Alright, so I'm making this video to show you guys how I did the Chrome delete. And I apologize for any sound. As you can tell, it's starting to rain. Basically, you just start. You'll take your fingers, catch this little lip right here, and put your thumb on the actual radio screen, and just give it a little pull. And it'll come right off. Again, on the other side. Just held in by these 4 tabs. As you can see, these screws here, you just unscrew those and this slides right out. We're gonna put that aside. Next, you just go over, put your hand inside, and over here you might be able to see there's a little piece of plastic in here that can move. So you're gonna put your fingers there and your thumb on the actual padding, and you're just gonna pull. Now, once you get it like this, there is gonna be an electrical connector behind here and right about here behind here, okay? So, make sure you don't go over and yank too hard. For this, you're just simply gonna go over, and there's a little push tab right there. So just take your finger, squeeze that, pull it straight out. Here's a better view, and right there is that push tab. Okay, put that aside. Now when you look lower, I was a little off on where I said it was, but right there you can see the push tab right there. All right, so a little bit trickier to do with one hand, but it can still be done. Just make sure that you have a hold of your unit so it doesn't fall. There you go. Now that's free. Now you have this free. Now, so far I'm the only one who I've seen who painted these. They're originally chrome. So to remove that, all I did was grab this Stanley ratcheting screwdriver, and I put that bit, the number 4 flathead, slotted, whatever you want to call it, put it in, and you go right here at the center. Let's see if I can get focus. There we go. You just give it a little wiggle. Now, when I did it, I used 2 hands to pull up on each side. So let's see if I can put the phone somewhere and it'll stay. All right. Let's see if I can't get that in focus. Awesome. So if you just, focus, thank you. If you squeeze those 2 parts in together, you'll see there's a little tab here and a little tab there. You want to get right in between there. I'm just going to rotate and it slides right out. So that's a better view of those 2 little tabs. Now to paint these in cardboard, I just took those 2 parts that are still shiny right there, and I just stabbed it right into the cardboard. Oh yeah, don't mind my hands being a little dirty. I am a mechanic, so it's part of the job. Even though I do wash my hands all day long. And just slides right back on. All right, that did flake just a piece of my paint there, and that would bother me, so I'm just gonna get that right, clean that right up. There you go, good as new. There, now good as new. All right, now I have yet to paint this part. Why? Because this is one flat screen that's over everything, okay? Now somebody else has painted this. They say they just pulled this off and it went right back on. With the rain, I can't paint today, so I'm not gonna show you that, but I will show you how to access it. So you first want to remove your vent covers here. So you have 4 of these slotted clips on top and on bottom. Okay. Once again, I'm going to try to put the phone up here. Hopefully it stabilizes. All right, what if I try this? Will you stay there? Awesome. So, you want to go over? All you have to do is take your nail or a flathead, dealer's choice. You're going to pull up as you pull out. Now, keep that tension pulled out because that's what's going to keep that tab up. Okay? Just work your way around. So now I have that side. Don't forget, you have this side. If you start yanking now, you will break them. So we're going to start at one end, just like before. 1, 2, 3. 4. I just heard one click back in place. So I'm just going to give this a little bit more. There we go. Now let's double check that the other side. All 4 are still pried up. Grab the front unit, not up here. Up here wiggles. You want to grab here. That one locked back in and just pulls right apart. So now I have it in 2 pieces. Okay. Now to remove this, all that's going to do is pull out all your buttons. Okay. You do not need to unscrew these 3. Leave those in place unless you want to mess around with those buttons. You just need to remove this screw and this screw and follow the same steps. Undoing those tabs, okay? You also have one here on the side. Do not worry about that one down there, okay? Only this one. So, once again, using run-of-the-mill, I don't know, like $5, $10 piece, ratcheting screwdriver from Walmart. Nothing fancy here. Do I have fancy tools? Sure. Do I need them for this job? Absolutely not. And as you can tell, I'm doing this virtually all one-handed. And it is that simple. When I first spray painted these, I had my 6-year-old son helping me. And he could undo almost all the electrical connectors, as well as pull off all these panels once I told him how. If my 6-year-old son can do it, so can you. So, I just put them over here. These are just general dollar store rubber muffin trays. I love them. Keeps my cup holders nice and clean. Like I said, and this is so easy. This one I can do one-handed. As you can tell, I'm just putting my finger underneath all those spots I told you that there are tabs. Now over here, to do it one-handed, I'm just putting my thumb under here, finger here. See? Freeze right up. I'm gonna do the same over on this side. Nope. Start to lock back up on me. There we go though. I'm just gonna, we got one right here. Never mind. Nope, that's not. It's this one that's catching. Look at that. All one-handed. Got it nice and free. Okay. Oh, sorry. Got it. One-handed, all nice and free. Okay. So, if I can do it one-handed, you can. If I can do it one-handed, you can do it too. All right. Now, this part that flexes. Sorry about the horrible camera angles. You will have to remove first. Okay. Did you see? All I did was keep pulling. I put one thumb down there on the plastic, put my fingers in here and pulled. Comes right out. And now, so I'll set that piece off to the side. Sorry, I'll try to view this through the camera more often. So that way, you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. There you go. And it's free. Now, this glass piece, I did go over and remove the back and try to pull this out. I don't know. It does not appear to be soldered, but there's something in here holding them tight. Okay. And the only thing holding this in are these. So I suggest just leaving that alone. It's kind of a bummer though, because if I slide this off, you can see that we have our buttons. Okay, all they are held in by are these double tang clips. Okay, so once again, I'll try this one-handed. Hopefully it works. Yep. So to do that again, I just take my nail and I'm going to push this over. Comes right out. Okay. That's what the back of them look like. Okay. Now that is not the LED chip. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I'll take out a handy dandy flashlight. Hopefully it's not too bright. But the LED is down there on the actual circuit board. Down in here. Okay. So I have not figured out, since that is a clear housing inside here, I have not figured out yet if the blue is from here, some type of a tint, or if the LED itself is blue. You guys want to mess around with that? Feel free. Do that yourselves. Now, this I have not removed yet, okay? So I am just visually gonna try looking at this and seeing how it should come out. It does appear that for the most part, maybe inside these holes there's a tab, but other than that, it might just pull straight out. Try and do this one-handed again. All right, so it does not just pull straight out. Okay, so next time I go to spray paint, I will be looking into this to see how that gets spray painted. I'm going to pause the video and reassemble this. You don't need to watch that. There we go. All reassembled. Now, upon reassembly, make sure that all of these guide pins, or whatever you want to call them, are in their slots before you begin pressing, because you will feel resistance, okay? That is normal. As you can see, all of mine are still captured in their guides, and the pins are all set, or the lock tabs are all set. You might think that you're going to do damage. Don't worry. As long as all of these are stretched up, ready to come down on their lock tabs, or lock pins, whatever you want to call them, just press it, okay? They will snap back into place, and everything will fit exactly as it should, okay? So, now I'm going to go put this off to the side. All right, now next, if you want to get either of these trim pieces, you have to remove the radio head, okay? Hopefully my flashlight doesn't absolutely oversaturate this. So you have one 10mm bolt right there, as well as another 10mm bolt up there. When you remove these, that is open valley, okay? So just make sure that everything's where it should be, or make sure that you maintain good control of that, because if it falls down there, you might be going over and having to tear apart your lower center console to get it out, okay? Now for this, yeah, I have a flex head today, but the other day I did it with a basic Walmart socket set that cost me like $25 with the old really big knob that you turn, 32 tooth count. Now this might be too deep of a extension to reach that upper one without interference, but we'll find out. So there we go. It's a 10mm, okay? And once again, any hardware we use, we're just going to simply put right back in here. All right, so we're just going to go over, make sure we're ready to go off. Get it right up there on the socket. And this 5-inch extension with a deep well socket is more than enough, so I only undid it a little bit. Then I'm going to remove it. Why? Because I have a lot more control just holding this and spinning it like so than I do holding the ratchet and doing it. Okay? You know what? I'm just going to use my fingers, because then I'm the only one to blame if it drops. Okay? Don't worry about my crappy tattoo. I know. I love what it stands for. It was just done poorly. There's one 10mm bolt. Let's get our ratchet ready again. And you can actually see it right there. I have a lot more credit for those people who videotape their work now, because it is so much more difficult being careful with things while you record yourself doing it and have to make sure that those watching the video are actually getting something out of it and not just your leg. So there's 2 bolts. So this time I'm just going to loosen up both of these. You don't have to worry about the radio falling when you get these out, okay? Because this back piece has some more of those tabs holding it all in. All right. Now, here's where I'm going to use my extension and just spin Okay. Now as I go to pull it out, I'm being careful not to drop it. Okay. See? Radio's still up, right? All right, now just take your fingers on this back of this on the back of this outer bezel. There is a crease that goes in. I personally like to put one finger here and one finger here, and I'm just gonna pull. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same over here. You have that bezel, one finger here, and now I'm gonna put my hand underneath to brace it, because once I pull this side, it is coming down. Now once you get this off, this is the non-JBL radio. Let's see. Nope, I do not know the main. Oh, this is one of the Pioneer units. Okay. Now, most of the units should still have this standard setup. It's fairly easy. Now, I do apologize about any poor camera angles. I am holding it with literally just my pinky. So you're just going to press in all these tabs. I put my finger around the wire, push that tab in, and just give it a little pull up. That's all you need. Now, this one is a little tricky. See how small that tab is? I've got alright sized fingers, I guess. Just take your nail, press in, and get it up. So, take your nail, see? Do that again, over here. Over here. Alright, now, that is all one wire harness. Okay, so now, I'm gonna do the same thing. And this is where my son, it was hurting his fingers to do. But once you get that tab depressed, it's still depressed right now. You can go to the sides and just pull up. These ones come out a lot easier. Now grab the unit. Now you're gonna put it on your lap or wherever. Oh, but I want to go over and mess around with my head unit for whatever reason. Well, the back, it literally, see right here? What to do with that flashlight? There it is. If you can see down there, that's just another one of those tabs, okay? You have one of those on each side. So put your thumb here, brace just the frame, not the unit. The frame you're trying to get off. And just push forward with your thumb. Do the same on the other side. There you go. And off she comes. So if you wanted to paint that, feel free. Now if you really wanted to go over and mess around, I'm just going to reassemble the back here. This takes literally 2 seconds, so I'll keep the video recording. Line up, snap. Line up the slot with the tab, snap, done. All right, now we're gonna put this away, keep it safe. Now I personally have a blanket down in the back, and I'm putting the screen to that just to keep it safe. That's my own call. Personal call. Now this is where you might get scared, but it's fine, okay? So I'm gonna go over, I know that this one's routed in here, and that's perfectly fine. I'll leave it in there, okay? Leave those two here, but everything else I'm gonna push back. For anyone wondering what's actually back there, since I have it open for you. So you got your HVAC unit, okay? You got tons of room up here, but that's also where your radio slides into. All right, right up there, that is your rain sensing module, okay? Now, this panel here, as you can see, is underneath your leather. Same on the other side. Now to undo that, all it is this Phillips bit. So once again, I'm gonna go over, take my ratcheting screwdriver, and it's already out. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. That's it. I'm gonna put that back over here in the tray. Now, real easy, okay? So you got room behind here, okay? See? Once again, all it is those tabs. So just grab, put your thumb. I put my thumb here, okay? And I'm gonna grab where that tab is. Now that also loosened up a lot of that, okay? Now if you have your passenger door closed, I do suggest opening it, okay? So once again, completely one-handed. Now, I could drop my glove box to get a better grip, but my glove box is full of crap, so I'm not gonna do it. So, see? Now, a good tip though, whenever you remove panels like these, Toyo's really good with them, but other manufacturers might not be. Always make sure that your spring clips are still on all the tabs that they should be, okay? So like this one, missing one. I might have actually lost that last time, so let's line it up. And that came out of this hole. All right, so next time I have this apart, I'll be sure to go over and get a piece for that, and I'll replace that. So now just set this off to the side. Now, first I'll come over here, okay? Now to get this off, there's actually a little piece that goes behind your gauge cluster shroud, okay? Real easy. Just squeeze it. Yeah. Let's see. This, all right. So, underhand, feel that back lip. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So, mine. All right, one-handed, it's not working. All right. So, hold on. All right, so I believe I have to actually go over and take off a couple parts, get over from this side and remove this piece to free it. I know I just did this 2 days ago, but hey, people forget things. So you're gonna go to your running board, okay? Yes, it's raining, so I apologize about that. And yes, clean my floor, I understand. I've got 2 kids and a job, so cut me some slack. So just grab your fingers underneath. Over here, you're gonna have one of those press pins. Now over on this side though, it's slotted, okay? So pull up here, do not pull from here, all right? So you wanna put a finger on whatever you wanna call this piece and your running board. Pull up, just work it down. Just keep pulling up, all right? So, as you can see, it just snapped in there by a couple little pieces. And then if you, I apologize if you didn't catch that. You just pull down like that, okay? Because this piece here, I'll pull it up to get a better view for you, is grooved, okay? For whatever reason, if you pull down on this loosely, usually that comes right free. All right. All my tabs are still good. We'll set that off to the side. You don't actually have to fully remove that piece, but I did just for cleanliness sake. Now down here, there is that. All that is a thread cap, okay? So, let's see if, all right. Just unscrew that, see? Thread cap. Now, I did mess this up when I went to install it one time. So, mine's just gonna flop right out. I gotta order new push pins. That's fine. It still fits together nicely. There's no rattle from it, so it's no biggie. But if you want to replace these, you just go over, grab this, and it slides right up. Okay? And look at that. It knew where the hardware went. And then the new one, you're just gonna take that groove, slide it right in there. Okay? Sorry, my phone video limit turned on or something. So, I'm just gonna grab right here, okay? And give it a pull. See? Pull it right up. Now this piece here, you can pretty much start wherever you feel comfortable. I feel comfortable starting down here. And you're just gonna pull out. Hear that? And you're just gonna work your fingers in there. Now they do make pry tools, but as you can tell, Toyota stuff just comes off very nice and easy. So all of our tabs are still in place, and we have all of our connectors. This, it's just a bar that runs through the entire front chassis. It's for protection, crash worthiness. Don't worry about that. Now, there is those wires you see down there. Well, right underneath those, there is a fuse box. That's where I tapped into for my underglow, or interior lighting that I put under here. I will be utilizing some of that later today. So for this white piece, once again, just pull. Hold on. Do not pull this yet. There are 3 or 4 tabs in here, okay? So now we're gonna pull that out. And this is why we undid that screw, so we don't break anything. Just hook right here. Pull down. See? Came out nice and free. All right? We don't even have to worry about those. But it's really nice though that Toyota actually keeps them all usable. So all these faces, they're not like other manufacturers. You can actually install other things here. That's awesome. Thank you, Toyota. Now we're going to take this and simply pull. See? We still have all of our tabs and all of our connectors. Now, let's see. Still pretty sure that's the gauge cluster. Yeah. So now reach up underneath the gauge cluster here. See, that white trim piece was holding it in place. So this freed itself a little bit when I pulled it, and that's fine. So now I'm going to take this white piece, I'm sticking my fingers right in here, but it goes behind the gauge cluster, okay? So actually, don't do that. Now we're just gonna pull. I hooked my thumb, squeezed, pull. Now I'm gonna walk my fingers up underneath. And we still have one down here. Pull. You always want to make sure that you're pulling straight though, okay? And as you can tell, we have a couple of those connectors, and then we have some guide pins. I'm going to call them guide pins, call them whatever you want. Now, I have seen other people that have the chrome here spray paint theirs. I don't know if they taped it off, but it does not look removable. Okay, so I would just remove this, get some painter's tape, and do a nice good work around here, okay? And then spray paint your piece. I will be doing that in the future. Now this piece, very easy. I'm just gonna go over, take my finger, put it behind here, and inside here. Hear it clicking? Now, I'm gonna put my finger in here and here, all right? And just pull straight, comes right out. Now we have our vent. Now, on this one, since it's our first one with the trim, I'm gonna show you how to get that out. So there is this little bonding strip here. Don't worry about that. It will come off pretty easily, all right? But as you can see, and thankfully I did spray paint this because you can already see where all the tabs are, okay? Just like before, you're gonna go over and be very nice and gentle, and you're gonna pull those out, all right? And first, we always remove our vent from it, right? So there you go, there's one. There's two. There's three. And by now, my fingers are starting to hurt from this. So now I'm going to start using my other finger and do it like I did before. All right. And then just slowly work it off. And I know I said slowly, and you do slowly so that way they all free and then it'll come right out. Okay. Now on the bottom, you have a couple more pieces here. Okay. Start wherever you feel best. All right. So I'm going to start here. It is secured by that little tab or locked tab. So you're going to push up away from that while you push down and just work it around. Now over here, that lock tab is on this side, so you're going to push it that way. And this is where that bonding strip is going to seem like it's fighting you, and you're fine, okay? This one's the difficult one. You might need a flathead for that one, but I can do it with my nail. There you go. Oh, here we go. That one. That's the one that you need the flathead for. So, I have this fancy little pen one, but you know what? I'm not even going to use it. I'm going to do it just like I did the other day. Grab this and just change out my bit. And go right back to that number 4. All right, so this one goes that way. So I'm just squeezing it together like that. And there we go. We still have all of our tabs. Now it's ready to be painted. Okay. So to put it back together, you just line up those guides. Okay. And just walk it from one end to the other. Just like you took it apart. It's all back to one piece. Okay. Let's put that vent back on. So, check this side. Now before I start squeezing, I'm going to look at the other side. Yep. I heard both click. Nope, but these ones aren't right. Click. There we go. So I don't actually need this piece off for what I'm doing. So let's just line everything back up. All right, and now give even pressure in, and there you go. Back together as if it was never off in the first place. Now, if you wanted to, now you could grab this and simply pull it, and it'll come off. Okay? Just gonna realign those tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. All right. Just work it around. And we're back together. All right, so I don't need this apart for what I'm doing, okay? So I'm gonna push this right back in. Done. Now, of course, this happens sometimes when you disassemble and assemble stuff. So this piece has to go underneath that piece. So I'm pulling that again. Lining up those tabs. All right, got it's not wanting to seat, so I'm gonna take it off again, and this time I'm gonna start over here. Okay, making sure that those are aligned before I swing it around. There we go. All back together. Now I can push this back up. All right, now when I did my underglow or my interior lighting, I put my box down there because I like things looking stock-ish, but you know, neat. So I will show you how I did that real quick. So I just simply utilized all right, so I just simply used a wire tap. So one of these wire taps is to that module. The other one is to my backup battery for my cameras, I guess. I have the black dash cam and a reverse. So that's how I did that. I'm gonna reassemble this stuff real quick. Sorry about that. I was just gonna reassemble it, but then I thought some of you might like to know how it goes back together. So I'm gonna put this in with those guide tabs first, back there. See them? It's right there is the middle one. So I might not have the best view when I'm moving that strip to get this upper tab in, but then I'll show you how it goes in. But let's see if I can't get it anyways. See, so there's one guide tab all the way up here, one right there in the middle, and one down there. Okay, once you have those in, as long as your weather strip is out of the way, you'll just be able to turn it like a door. Okay, so let me get that weather strip out of my way. Turning it in like a door. Click, 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 click. Alright, so everything there is clicked in. I'm gonna try giving, that's too much light. Yeah, we'll see. So, mine are messed up, but I'll show you it still fits nicely. Just start off by aligning this hole with that threaded insert, okay? This one right here. And then just hold that in place, or you can do this before, but you're just gonna go over. So there is a groove or a split in here in the weather strip that goes around the metal. Okay, nice and simple, nothing fancy here. All right, there you go. Now this piece is gonna sandwich right up there, and we're gonna take our little thread cap here. Remember, it's plastic, it doesn't need to be super tight. All right, I'm just gonna screw that on there. See, nice and flush. So now, for your running board, this goes right. Now for your running board, this goes right over top. Okay. You want to make sure that your tabs are in. By tabs, I mean your lower catch tabs are catching the bottom of plastic on both sides. Alright, it'd be better if I just start on one side. Now for this side, okay? Take your thumb. There's a little opening right there. Take your thumb there, and just pull straight out, okay? Now all of these are a part of it, okay? So you can use those to help you pull. Now this is one whole piece, okay? And we don't even need to remove this for it, okay? Just stick your fingers in here like before and pull straight out. Now you will have an electrical connector to your passenger side airbag light, okay? Just and you pull that right off. There, and there we have it. Okay. Now, like every other time, we have to remove this vent. Okay. Prying up softly. Don't do too much, because if you bend it too far, you can distort the plastic, if not snap it. Then you might have fitment issues. All right. Now we're just gonna walk it out. And there you go. Just like the other piece. You're gonna start at one end. I chose to start over here and remove it going this way. And you're just gonna push all these clips up, 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 down, and down. And then you, again, have one of those ones hiding right there in the corner, okay? And that one will go up again. All right. Now, I'm not going to be removing that. Yes, I am. Because today, I'm doing a delete. So, I'm just going to take my finger and walk it down. So, I'm pushing up while pushing down. And everything is just coming out so smoothly. Now, you might not have the same experience, because remember, these have some tack to it. So, just work on it, and they will come out. They will disbond for you, okay? Now, just lightly start pulling on it. And this is when this is still actually kind of tacky and trying to resist me some. So you'll just slowly walk it down. Yours won't come out this easy, because like I said, that's going to be all tacky. Now I'm going to remove your passenger side airbag light. Okay. I don't like how it looks on my dash. Always lit up no matter what. Somebody there, somebody not. It's always going to tell me something. So I'm just lifting up on these black tabs while I'm using the edges here to pull up. Sorry. So push down to release it from this lock tab, while you use this tab here, lock tab, and that's what I use to pry on. Okay. So I gotta find a spot to put this, and I've got some Gorilla tape to go stick this wherever I want to. That way I don't get any engine coat, check engine lights or anything like that. I'm not having it. Now, this is also what I'm here for. So I want to remove this. See how you can see through that? It's like that throughout the whole channel. Okay, and it's all open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a light strip in there. So to remove this panel, once again, you have some more of these push clips. And just like before, you're gonna work on it, pull up and push. Now for this, because it's a whole panel, I'm going to be doing the top and the bottom side at the same time, working it back and forth. Now for this one, I'm going to push this up and try to And there we go. Works better if you're not pushing down on it with your lap. Let's see. Can you see there? There. So I'm pushing down on this piece of the plastic that I'm trying to remove while I'm constantly working, and then I'm going to go over and keep applying pressure to that piece so that way I can keep working this piece out as I want to. I do apologize, it's so hard to keep it in frame while I'm removing this, but there you go. Now I have it in two pieces. Okay. Alright, so I was wrong about the clearance behind this plastic. I tried to put my LED strip back there. No matter what I did, would not work, but I still did relocate my passenger side airbag light. Now what I did was, see this cable right here? Right here? That is just a simple clamp there, and there. So I removed those two from that electrical connector, so that way I could fish my module down there. And I just used some Gorilla mounting tape underneath to adhere it to the top side of, I believe it's this glove box. Because you remove these screws and then it starts to pull out. So that's a whole nother unit on its own above it. So it might be the outer shell for it. And something I forgot to mention earlier is when you remove this piece, you want to pull out your side panel here. It's got two tabs that line up with it. See them? 1, 2. So remove this side before you pull this.